The Clash of Realms, Egyptian Gods versus Norse Gods. Welcome back, lore lovers. Today we're diving into a tale no ancient scribe dared to write. A cosmic collision between two of the mightiest pantheons in mythology, the gods of Egypt and the Norse. Picture this: sandstorms clashing with blizzards, golden ankhs sparking against iron hammers, and a battle that shakes the very pillars of the universe. How did it start? Who won? Grab your popcorn, because this is the Clash of Realms. Long ago, when the threads of fate wove tight across the cosmos, a rift tore open between two divine realms. The Egyptian gods, keepers of Ma'at, the sacred balance of order, ruled from the sun-scorched sands of the Duat, their power rooted in cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Across the void, the Norse gods reigned from the frost-bitten halls of Asgard, their strength forged in chaos, battle, and the promise of Ragnarok's end. For eons they ignored each other, their domains too distant to collide, until one fateful spark ignited a war that would echo through eternity. It began with Loki, the Norse trickster, ever restless and bored with Asgard's feasts. One night, cloaked in shadows, he slipped through Yggdrasil's branches, seeking mischief beyond the nine realms. His wanderings led him to the edge of the Duat, where the jackal-headed Anubis stood guard over the scales of judgment. Loki, grinning, tossed a handful of enchanted ice into the scales, tipping them wildly. Souls spun into chaos, some rising to paradise, others plummeting unjustly to torment. Anubis howled in fury, his voice shaking the sands, and the Egyptian gods took notice. Ra, the sun god, flared with golden wrath from his solar bark. "Who dares disrupt Ma'at?" he thundered, his falcon eyes piercing the rift. Beside him, Isis, goddess of magic, wove a spell to trace the intrusion, her wings shimmering with starlight. The trail led to Asgard, and the Egyptians demanded justice. Odin, the All-Father, perched on his throne with ravens Hugin and Munin, scoffed at their summons. "Your order means nothing to us," he growled, his single eye glinting. "We bow to no one, not even your son." The gauntlet was thrown, and the realms clashed on a battlefield carved from the void. A shattered plain where dunes met glaciers, and the sky burned with auroras and solar flares. The Egyptian gods arrived in a blaze of light, Ra leading with his sun disk crown, Horus soaring with falcon wings, and Set, the chaos bringer, grinning as he summoned sandstorms. The Norse countered with thunderous roars, Thor swinging Mjolnir, Freyja astride her chariot of cats, and Ter, the one-handed war god, glaring with silent menace. Thor charged first, his hammer crashing into Set's storm, sending shards of ice and sand spiraling. "Your winds are weak, desert dog," Thor bellowed. Set laughed, his jackal teeth bared. "And your thunder's just noise, thunderclod." Their duel tore the ground apart, lightning dancing with dust devils. Meanwhile, Horus swooped at Freyja, his spear clashing with her golden shield. "Surrender, witch!" he cried. Freyja's eyes flashed. "I'll have your feathers for my cloak, bird boy." Her cats leapt, claws glinting, forcing Horus to retreat. In the shadows, Loki darted between the fray, giggling as he tricked Bastet, the cat goddess, into chasing illusions of mice, only to trip into Tyr's path. "Stay still, pest!" Tyr snarled, pinning Loki with his stump hand. But Isis intervened, her voice a silken command. "Release him or taste my curses." She wove a spell that turned Tyr's armor to feathers, leaving him squawking in rage as Loki slipped free. The battle raged, but the true clash came when Ra faced Odin. The sun god's light clashed with the All-Father's icy wisdom, their power shaking the void. Ra's solar bark blazed, melting Asgard's frost, while Odin's spear, Gungnir, pierced the sands with runes of fate. "Your order is a cage," Odin roared, "and your chaos is a child's tantrum," Ra retorted. Their duel was a spectacle, light and shadow, heat and cold, until the ground beneath them cracked, revealing a deeper threat. From the rift rose a forgotten force, Apophis, the Egyptian serpent of chaos, its coils vast enough to swallow stars drawn by the discord. Its hiss was a dirge, its eyes twin voids. The gods froze, their feud dwarfed by this ancient evil. But Loki, ever the wild card, saw opportunity. "Hey, Snakeface!" he shouted, hurling a flaming illusion at Apophis. The serpent lunged, and Loki dodged, straight into Thor's hammer swing, meant for Set. The accidental blow sent Loki tumbling into Apophis's maw, his laughter cut short. The Norse roared in outrage, but the Egyptians seized the moment. Isis and Thoth, the ibis-headed scribe, chanted in unison, binding Apophis with chains of moonlight and hieroglyphs. Thor, enraged by Loki's loss, joined Ra, his lightning amplifying the sun's fire. Together, they drove the serpent back into the rift, sealing it with a scar of molten gold and ice. The battlefield fell silent, strewn with shattered weapons and fading magic. Victory was bitter. The gods stood amidst the wreckage, their power spent. Odin, clutching Gungnir, glared at Ra. "You cost me my son," he said, voice low. Ra's light dimmed. "And you broke Ma'at. We're both diminished." Freyja wept for Loki, her cats nuzzling her, while Anubis mourned the souls lost to the scale's ruin. Set, ever the opportunist, slipped away, whispering plans for another day. As a truce was struck, neither side claiming dominion, the gods parted, their realms forever scarred. Egypt's sands bore Norse frost, and Asgard's halls flickered with faint solar echoes. But the true betrayal lingered. Loki, swallowed by Apophis, wasn't dead. Deep in the serpent's belly, he schemed, his trickster spirit plotting a return that would one day unravel both pantheons. And there you have it, folks, the clash of realms, where Egyptian order met Norse chaos, and a snake nearly ate them all. Was it worth it? Who really won? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Team Egypt or Team Norse? Smash that like button if you want more epic battles, and subscribe for the next tale. Until then, keep exploring the shadows.